So this is our cabbage juice chemistry lab. I have 3 solutions. So I measured out about 4 tablespoons for everything. The baking soda I did 3 tablespoons plus a tablespoon of baking soda. The rest is distilled water. This one is just distilled water, and this one is vinegar. So 4 tablespoons is about 60 milliliters. So tablespoons is fine to use. And so I'm gonna test the pH with cabbage juice indicator. So this is literally just cabbage juice in a blender with water, and then just like run through a filter or colander to get the liquid part and keep the sort of chunky part of the blended cabbage juice out. This is about a week old, so we'll see how well it works. We're gonna have to add quite a few drops. So let's start with the tap water. And we'll see what color it changes. I'll add about 10 drops just to see what color we get. Might add a little bit more. Okay. So you can see it's sort of like a really pale pinky purple. I'm going to add a little bit more. Let's add some more to get the really good color. So you can see that if the tap water, it's distilled water, it's not tap water. I'll show you tap water in a second. You can relatively see that it's like the same color as the cabbage juice indicator. So it's not acidic or basic, which is what we expect from distilled water. So let's do the same thing, but let's add it to the vinegar now. I'm adding about 30 drops. Around. So you can see the comparison. One is like a purple color and one is more like a pinky color. This is indicating that it's more acidic. So it gets sort of towards pink, orange, red, the more acidic it is. And so if it's getting more red this way and purple's in the middle, you should be able to predict that if we're adding baking soda, which is a base, it should go more on the blue end of the spectrum. So let's find out. There is a lot of distilled water in it. It's going blue. I know it's hard to tell because it's a little cloudy. I'll hold it up in a second. Okay. And so it's not super basic, but it is cloudy colored blue. It looks more blue here than it does on the camera, to be honest. There's the blue that you're seeing. So you can do this with litmus paper as well, if you wanted to test the exact pH, but we're just sort of comparing. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, I was gonna show you distilled water as well, or tap water. Let's do that. Just do it in this container that I have here. So we're comparing it to sort of the purpley color. This probably isn't fair because it's not the same amount. Can't really tell, but this tap water here is just a little bit more acidic. Tap water at my school tends to be a little bit more basic. So it just depends on what's in your pipes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the vinegar to the baking soda. I'm going to add it slowly, and we're sort of going to try to predict what color it will change. Okay, so we'll do it slowly because there is vinegar and baking soda, and we've all done the volcano before. And once I'm done adding them together, then I'll test the pH by adding a little bit more cabbage juice just to see if it makes any difference. But you can already see that the color is changing from that blue color. Cabbage juice does not smell good. It's coming out in the bubbles of gas that are being released. So that's carbon dioxide gas that's being released there. Ooh. So it's like this beautiful purple color, which is often the color we get for tap water. Okay, it's not perfectly neutralized though, because it's not the same as our distilled water here. You can sort of see the difference, but again, it's just slightly acidic. So this isn't the blue of the base, and it's not the pink of the vinegar, but it's somewhere in between. See if I add a drop if it makes any difference. No, it's pretty good. So you can see that some of it was neutralized. It isn't necessarily all going to be neutralized because the pH of vinegar and baking soda are not sort of equally away from water, but it will neutralize to some extent. So there's some just simple acid-base chemistry. Actually, the most fun part now is when you wash things out with cabbage juice and you add tap water to it in your sink. If you're using like bowls, you'll get like a rainbow of colors as the tap water interacts with the cabbage juice too. So my kids actually really like washing the dishes for labs like these because you get a rainbow. Enjoy.